Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight, and we are at Thunder Valley in Bristol, Tennessee. In the booth with me tonight, Christian Taylor. Christian, are you excited for this one?
You can't begin to think of how excited I am. We're where the place tempers, flares, the bumping one capital of the world, Bristol Motor Speedway.
Boy, and how about this? You know, we're not supposed to have favorites up here in the booth, Christian, but I'm throwing that out the window. How can you not root for this guy right here? Rooster ripping it around the track, also known as Brandon Alphin.
He's definitely going to try his best to put down a good qualifying run, just starting his second lap here as he puts down a lap time quick enough for fourth place there. 2:01 behind the leader, 0.201 that is.
You know what? Let's
back to the line.
Loose there. Across the line up a little bit better, but Sambro shoot top of the board. You know, he was quick time in practice, and so far quick time, no surprise, in qualifying as well.
A lot of cars finishing up their attempt, and some just getting started.
Here we go. Here's Lucas Strayer. Lucas Strayer here. We know he is a die-hard die-cast collector. Speaking of which, Christian, you know anything about how guys can get free shipping when they're buying die-casts?
They could go over to the die-cast company. Bear with me, folks. It's been a minute. Rusty. You know, all that vacation time I took.
Yeah, we can get back to that later, but how about Jared Ray Hutton? He is a big fan of the channel, Christian. He tuned in last night in our race over there in the Stars and Stripes series. He was tuned in. I think he was there the whole night long with the Cedar Rapids, Iowan. Jared Ray Hutton on that number 50 machine. Let's see what kind of lap time he can put down for us.
As we're watching that, let me just rewind back to spoilerdiecast.com. You could use code GLSR on any of their inventory they have in stock. You'll be able to have free shipping on anything you order on that website. So why would you order from anywhere else? Spoilerdiecast.com.
I mean, my Jared
I
Ray
got you,
Hutton
Brewer Blaze.
putting down a 15.01. That's good enough so far for 5th place. So I tell you what, he must have learned some things watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Definitely. So which driver was bugging you the most for some setup help here tonight there, Blake?
Well, you know, Christian, there's honestly, normally there's just too many to, go through. But, Sam Brochu, he was calling me all week long in that number 98 Toyota. And I tell you what, I really nailed the setup with him. But he's not on top of the board anymore. Out of nowhere, the Harpoon design driver, Mark Whitley, setting quick time with the 14.891.
I'm not sure the league name, but I actually watched Mark Whitley win the other night in a different league. He brought it home on the pole. Brought it home first place, brought the trophy back to Harpoon Design. He's going to try to do it here tonight. Win the Harpoon Design 150.
Absolutely. But, folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in. You are about to watch the Harpoon Design 150 here at Bristol Motor Speedway on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And you might notice, if you're just a viewer of GLSR for the first time of your season, we are live tonight in 4K resolution. So if you got a 4K monitor or TV, click the settings button on the video, and you can actually click that 2160p button, and that right there, that puts you in 4K, the highest resolution possible on YouTube.
It's just beautiful.
What are you seeing out of this one truck here, Christian? Steve Tucker is driving for Harpoon Designs here tonight out of Boston.
Looks like he got his first lap attempt in. Not so good. Let's see if he improves. Doesn't appear so.
Ooh.
He's going to be starting in the 21st position. So he's back there in the danger zone, because we watched a lot of the practice here tonight. We were in the session early, and let me tell you what, the junkyard out back behind the track is full.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, Christian. I don't know what's going on with the setup here tonight. Hopefully it gets better during the race, but I'm not even exaggerating, folks at home. These guys were spinning out basically every lap. It was wild. But let's see, we're still hitting qualifying. I believe we're going to wrap up qualifying here in the next 10 seconds. I'm not sure if it's a 5-minute or a 10-minute. Pretty sure it's a 5-minute. So nonetheless, qualifying is going to wrap up, and we're going to call it official. Ladies and gentlemen, quick time, Mark Whitley on the top of the board. The number 77 machine out of Harpoon Designs Racing. Mark Whitley going to kick off from the pole position tonight.
There is another 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the qualifying session, just an FYI there, Blake, but I don't think many more is going to be doing an attempt, so they might just advance the session. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I looked at the board. There really wasn't anybody left, so that's why we went ahead, called it official, and let's go ahead and pull something up for these fans at home. They need to see the Harpoon Design blimp flyover.
Oh, what? Is that a bird? That's not a plane.
Nope, it's Brantley Roden driving that Harpoon Designs blimp. I tell you what, he is a wheelman up in that thing.
The most beautiful thing in the sky is the Harpoon Design blimp. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever looked up and seen the Goodyear blimp? Thing's junk. Not the Harpoon Design blimp.
Absolutely. Well, we got a few minutes to kill, folks. We're going to take a short break. We're going to send you over to our buddy, Larry McReynolds. He's got an important message for you, and we'll be back for the start of this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to watch the Harpoon Design 150 here at Thunder Valley, Bristol Motor Speedway.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
And we're back here at Bristol, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few more minutes till we get... Oh, we're seeing the blimp fly over. We're just going to leave it up there, let you take a look at it. But there's the blimp flyover once again there. Brantley Roden, he is wheeling that thing up there. But, folks, we appreciate every single one of you tuning in here tonight. Be sure, click that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out as we continue to make a push. Christian, hopefully we can bring the energy tonight.
Bring the energy indeed. You know, we don't have no room for low energy broadcasts. We got to go all out here tonight.
Yeah, you know, I've been watching some other broadcasters and maybe we can learn a thing or two. But hey, nonetheless, it looks like we are ready to get rolling here. It is grid time. Let's get the tunes playing in the background and get things started here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Wasn't feeling that one, but I am feeling this one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get going here tonight. Bristol Motor Speedway, Thunder Valley GLSR, Mr. Radiator Truck Series. Here is tonight's starting lineup. On the front row on the inside from the pole position, the number 77, Mark Whitley on his outside. Gonna be the number 98, my pick to win it tonight, Sam Brochu.
Moving on back to row number 2, you find the Chevy number 2 of Jason Dalton. 2 is outside Ricky Springer in that number 18 Toyota.
Heading back row number 3 on the inside in the number 26. It's Brian Sutphin on his outside, the 50. He's a fan of Hutchinson Motorsports TV, Jared Ray Hutton.
Moving on back to row number 4, you find Diego Sainz in that 99 machine. 2 is outside Matt Tedler in the 11 Toyota.
Row number 5, my favorite on the track. I'm not picking him tonight, but I'm always rooting for him. It's the number 28, Rooster, Brandon Alphin. On his outside, the number 88, driving for Hutchinson Motorsports, Stevie Chad White.
Moving on back to row number 6, you find Garrett D. Grant in that 5 machine. 2 is outside from Harpoon to Science Racing, Darrell Young Jr. in the 71.
Dropping back here, row number 7 on the inside in the number 64 machine, Ed Robertson on his outside, the 14, Ben Pierce.
Row 8, you find Cedric Ingram in the 19 machine, and 2 is outside Justin Bondurant in the 9 from Team Force Racing.
Row number 9 on the inside from Canada in the number 23, Joey Leducer on his outside, the 39, Tyler Pluff.
Row number 10, you find Logan Position, a Hutchinson Motorsports TV driver. 2 is outside Richard Midkiff in the 29.
Starting in the 21st position in the 91, Dylan Rosenberg on his outside, the 1 of Steve Tucker.
Moving on back to the 23rd position, Tyler Hallman in the 52, Tristan Leducer in the 92, all the way from Canada.
Going back to the 25th starting position in the 41, Lucas Strayer on his outside, the 86, Caleb Fosnot, and to round out the field, we got Chris R.C., Will Martin, and starting shotgun, Robert Lukens. That is tonight's starting lineup. Christian, I locked my pick in. I'm going with Brochu in the second spot. Who you taking?
You know, I'm going to go with, let's just see.
I know who you're picking, Christian. I know who you're picking.
I'm going to go Jason Dalton in that 2 machine. I'm going to keep an eye on him tonight. He qualified in the 4th position, so.
Well, you change it up there. I figured you were going with the pole sitter there, Mark Whitley. That's normally what you do.
Nah, you know, I pick fairly. I don't know what you're thinking about.
Absolutely, but there he is, folks. The flag man is waiting for him to come around the speedway. You're going to see that pace car take the hard left in front of a sold-out crowd. The field is set. GLSR, Mr. Radiator Truck Series, green flag in the air.
Mark Whitley off to a good lead up front right now. Brochu working his way. As we work back through the field, you see Will Martin currently 28th.
As they're flying around, Brantley Roden up in the blimp. He's trying to pick who's to focus on, but there's just so much going on right now. We're going to have to take a look here out front. Mark Whitley, still your race leader.
He's got about a car length over Sam Brochu right now.
Yeah, and we got a battle for third. Back here, you'll see that number 2 car trying to hold off Springer there as they're side by side for third.
Battling for third. And you see Jason Dalton from Virginia working his way around the track, trying to, you know, a lot of these drivers were loose in practice. I heard a lot of talk about how loose this setup was. So I bet they're all going to be handling it kind of delicate right now, trying to stay alive. We're on lap 5 of 150 tonight.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to mess with some sound settings. I think you need to be a little bit louder, Christian, and you're as high as you can go on my end, so if you can bump yourself up just a little bit, that'd be great.
All righty, we'll see if that's any better there.
I believe that should be better looking at the levels, but hey, how about this battle up front here? Still looking pretty good. Mark Whitley, your race leader, has a half a second lead. Can Whitley park it in victory lane for the first time this season in the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series?
Well, he's got an early, you know, 0.6 second lead there, but you know, this is concrete, so you run it too hard, what happens to you? What happens to you there, Blake?
Well, you really roast them tires, what happens. And you know, Christian, there's some people at home, they're probably wondering, what does this track look like? You know, I just need some help looking around the track. Well, how about this? It's an oval, folks. That's exactly how caution's out. Oh, and the Logan Festitian is junk, Christian. Let's see what happens.
Oh, let's see if he's going to have to pay for his truck. His fault, he's paying for it.
Yep. First one to solo spin. We saw that a lot in practice, and Festitian keeps it rolling.
You know, he locks it down, holds the brake. He does what he should have done there, except for, you know, not spin out in the first place, Logan. Come on, bud.
Yeah, bad news there for Festitian. Let's take a look at that junk 34 car. Boy, I tell you what, Christian, I am regretting hiring this kid.
You know, I feel like you just hire anybody off the street anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if we'll hire this guy, I mean, honestly, if anybody wants to buy a wheel and just purchase iRacing, your first race on the track, we'll put you in a truck.
Jake Rife, we're talking to you, bud.
Yeah, Jake Rife, he's probably not tuning in, but hey, looking in the chat, though, we got Steve Tucker. He says he's an absolute disaster tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that one truck. He kind of looked like junk in practice earlier, Christian.
Maybe so, but you know, here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we thrive on disasters.
Absolutely, but I tell you what, you know, Mark Whitley is looking tough out front, and Christian, good thing I picked him to win.
You know, you really didn't, Blake, but you know, okay.
I have no clue what you're talking about. From the start, I picked this man right here. Why would I not take the Wilmington, North Carolina native, Mark Whitley?
You know, I hear that the good old bar in Wrightsville Beach, Jimmy's, is a big fan of his. That wasn't the same guy, was it? That was another.
That was definitely somebody else. That was the guy in a totally different league that we're not doing anymore.
Lovely. Okay. Never mind then.
But Sambro Shoes still cruising in that second spot, that number 98 machine. Looking pretty good so far. Third place going to be Ricky Springer. Fourth, your pick, the 2 of Jason Dalton. And then rounding out the top 5, Brian Suffolk.
Well, the one way to improve, Steve, is getting the track time, so you're already doing the right thing. I see you in the chat. Don't worry about it. You'll get there.
As it says the 11 just crashed, but we know that's not true. But hey, let's hop on board here. This cam, Christian, I manually installed myself. We're going to go here for the restart. This is called the Rooster Cam. We're on board with Brandon Alphin, known as Rooster. Right now, he's sitting in the, I believe, 12th or 10th position, somewhere around there.
You know, this might be some chaos here. We got some tire wear. We got some heat in the tires. We're going to see who wants to go a little bit too hard on restart and spin them and junk the entire field behind them.
Yeah, well, we're going to stay on board as the pace car is in. We are on board in the Rooster Cam. Feel this set on your feet, off your seats. Green flag in the air.
It looks like the entire field gets rolling smoothly from Rooster's point of view, at least. They get it around the first turn.
Yeah, there's Rooster trying to get around the 50 car there, but let's drop back a little bit. How about Ben Pierce? Running pretty solid so far. The big Alabama fan out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Ben Pierce.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We took a look at that last week. town, if you will.
Absolutely. And how about this guy right here, Chad White? He is, I guess you would call it, he is mid. Is that right? Is that what the kids would say, Christian? As one's all over the place. Look out, Chad! He's junk!
And he's junk! He's not mid, he's junk! Chad
Boy.
White, what are you?
Chad's a little junk, but I'll tell you who's really junk. Out of Harpoon Designs Racing, the number 71, Darrell Young Jr. He took a lick there. Let's rewind this. We're on board here with Darrell Young Jr. So here he is. He's just running his race up top, you know, side by side. Sees a guy get loose. Tries to go underneath him. It wasn't there. Almost gets out of the way. Nope. It's smoked. Left front is toast.
I think he's going to be all right. He's going to have a little bit of repair probably. Might have a broken toe link, but I think he's going to be able to recover. It's just how much position is that going to cost?
And Christian, I don't know what you're talking. Well, you know what? I swear that thing looked a lot worse a second ago. I mean, it definitely doesn't look good. Got some damage here as I'm flying the drone up here to the 71. Hopefully Darrell doesn't hit me. We know sometimes he struggles to not hit stuff. But he's going to go down pit road, get this thing fixed. Here's the, that's a beautiful paint, by the way. Wow. Where can somebody get a paint like this, Christian?
Well, it's actually on the side of the back of the truck right there. Hold the camera right there. HarpoonDesign.com. You could get paint starting at $25. You go to HarpoonDesign.com. You'll see the beautiful Harpoon logo. Right below that,
I'm going outer space,
you
Christian.
can place your order. Blake, there's a race going on, man. This isn't time to go to space.
Oh, we've lost connection there. I'm kind of shocked how high that drone went up before we lost connection, and it just fell down, landed on the track.
You know, there's another drone gone. We have a report from the chat that the 71 has 6 minutes of damage that apparently he's just not going to take. He doesn't need aerodynamics here, so.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I think, Christian, in my opinion, you're going to get a lot of cautions here at Bristol. He probably would have been better off just staying in the pits, going down a lap or two, getting some of that damage knocked out. Because the bad news here, if you're just trying to stay on the lead lap under cautions, you're going to get about 5 seconds of damage done by the time these guys get back around the track. So your best bet, honestly, in my opinion, just go down the lap or two and hopefully it works out at the end for you, which it probably will because we're going to have some cautions here tonight.
Definitely so. One person that stands out to me, right, well, two people actually have the same stat. Lucas Strayer in the 14th position and Robert Lukens in the 18th position. Both are up respectively 11 spots. But the biggest mover so far that I see as far as positive movers, Will Martin in the 16. He's up 12.
Absolutely. Will Martin out of Bartow. You know, we have no clue where Bartow is, Christian, and I'm still waiting to hear back, from Will's girlfriend. She's supposed to hook me up with somebody, and still haven't heard anything.
Well, maybe it's your personality, Blake. Her friends just don't find you very, entertaining.
I have no clue. Definitely not a me problem. So hopefully her friends can get it lined out as your race leader is just about ready to get rolling. Mark Whitley out front on the front row right alongside Sam Brochu as the pace car is in. Field is set at Bristol. Green flag back in the air.
Mark Whitley already's got a dump truck in between him and the rest of the field. He shoots off like a lightning in that illegal 77 machine. The 18 gets a little squirrely under the 98, falls in behind him as we peak 3 wide with the 11 on the top side there. Thinks better of it, falls in, gives the car below him a little slap. That was the 28, 26 there. Stuffing, he tried to stuff him on down into the bottom of the track.
Yeah, the 11 car here. Oh, and he's going to get turned.
And the 5 jukes him.
Good save, though.
Oh.
There. Well, I tell you what, Telder, he must have an adult job, Christian.
Definitely so. Knows what he's doing out there.
That was a pretty good save. I'll give him that, that
Oh, it's that truck. The pace car tried to turn the 5.
Yeah, pace car trying to take him out there. But, I will give Telder that was a hell of a save. I mean, I think he kind of comes down on the guy behind him. Just a little bit. He's not really clear going down, so he kind of... Yeah, I mean, the 5's all the way down on the yellow line. There's really not much more the 5 can do. But good save there by everybody. Is caution.
I hear some chat, some little comments in the chat right now, the driver radio, if you will. They're talking about they don't think that should have been a caution, but that's one of those wrecks that, yes, they saved it, but that could have been a huge mess that caution didn't fly.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those deals, you know, race control found that a caution needed to come out. And I don't really blame them because there would be a totally different conversation. If one guy did get sideways and the caution didn't come out, they would be chewing out that race control director.
Definitely so. And the race control director actually queued up and said that he is not throwing yellows. Like, it is completely on iRacing, so it's not his fault anyway.
Well, Chris Wright, you know, it wasn't his call. He actually hired somebody to do half of his job for him. Well done, Chris. That's how you do it.
Yeah, it's exactly. Delegate, delegate, delegate. That's exactly what you do.
And that's how, you know, if anything bad happens too, you know, you're never the blame. That's honestly why I brought you and Jesse on board here.
Absolutely. You know, I'm just a fall guy here.
Well, let's drop back, check out the Rooster cam. Started in 9th. He's running 10th. We need Rooster to get up to the front.
Yeah, he's running 10th.
He's sitting in the 10th spot.
Ricky
right
Springer.
What's that?
Yep. Ricky Springer just called Logan Fox to boost it or something like that. That's just. Oh.
Well, I can't blame him. You know, the first time we saw that name, we had no clue how to say it.
But the Rooster Cam, he is gonna be trying to stay alive tonight, right where he started at. I think he actually belongs in the 10th position. But of course, you know how cautions does timing and scoring is all over the place.
And we just fixed our graphic there. Now his new name, Christian, we're just going to call him Rooster. He is not Brandon anymore. So from here on out, he is just known Rooster Alpha. You can call him Rooster. You can call him Alpha. Don't call him Brandon. There you go. Take a screen.
Green flag, green flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, green flag in the air. Mark Whitley leading the field out. Again, just like lightning takes off. Sam Berchot leaves him in the second. We're looking at Brian Stuffin right now, currently in the 5th position, battling the 11 car of Telder, trying
Somebody
to see what
ready,
he's
Christian.
got.
See what happened. This is
Look here.
green flag came out. This is the 19 truck of Cedric Ingram.
Cedric Ingram.
Slide job.
No. That's one thing that, you know, that just shows you right there that they're not throwing cautions for no reason. Connor, in the chat, they have 3 sets of tires here tonight over the wall.
Yep, 3 sets of tires, 150 laps, no stages here, no fast repairs, nothing but racing. As we're on the backstretch waiting for them to rip it around, there goes your race leaders.
See how sideways he was off that ground? These trucks are on the edge of control here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Always puts on a good show. It isn't called the last great Coliseum for nothing, gentlemen.
As we got a camera up here right by, we call this the pylon cam. Boy, you got that beautiful scoreboard up there. It's probably in at least 480p, Christian.
Definitely not 4K like you can find Hutchinson Motorsports TV in.
Absolutely. And again, if you're just tuning in, folks, for the first time ever, GLSR is being broadcasted on Hutchinson Motorsports TV live in 4K resolution. So if you got the 4K monitor, click the settings button, change it over to the 2160p. That's 4K, folks. Even if you don't have 4K, you can still pick the option. I think it does upscale it a little bit for you.
Definitely so. You know, 720p wasn't good enough. We had to step it up. 1080p. Getting close, but, you know, still not there. We broke into high definition. We went to 1440. And, you know, we thought about settling there, but Blake, you know, that just, at the end of the day, why settle for nothing less than the best? Am I right?
Absolutely. You know, we're looking into going 10K eventually. That's the plan.
10K coming to an iRacing stream near you, but only on Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Right here, and we can tell Darrell Young Jr.'s got some damage. He is tearing down the wall here. He is hoping for some cautions, needs to get some of that fixed up. That 71 truck is pushing like a bus.
Taking a look at the 11th position right now. That 92 of Tristan Laducer, up 13 positions since the start of this one. And the car right behind him, Lucas Strayer, driving. Is that the same position, 13 there.
I was kind of
He's
worried
driving
there.
that spoiler diecast.
The last few times we went on a car, they got spun out here, so I was kind of thinking the 9 was about to junk them, and it almost happened. But thankfully, the 41 Estrella is still going, but I'm kind of worried that 9 is getting awful close.
You know, Brantley, we know 16K might be next, but we're honestly just going to go higher. We're going to go 50K. Why not?
I don't know. Why stop there? We got 16K. It'll probably double. It'll get to 32K. Then we'll go to 64K. Then, yeah, I'm thinking we might stop around, yeah, let's call it 128K. How about this kid right here, though, Christian? What are you seeing out of the 34 of Logan Festitian?
Well, you know, he looks like, you know, he's just trying to hang on for dear life. He's up 3 positions since he started, but, you know, he's already looped it around. He caused our first caution. So we're going to just keep an eye on him. I almost guarantee you he's going to be the cause of another wreck later on tonight.
And talk about disappointments here, Christian. Look at this.
You know, we talked about this last stream. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up again. You know, I believe it was earlier this week I saw Chad, and you walked into your office. You were in there for a couple hours. You said that you had a long conversation about his performance, and you told me it was going to turn around. So what's going on here?
Well, you see the graphic there on the screen. That speaks it all, Christian.
Yeah, Chad White likely losing his job. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a local iRacer, you know what you're doing, and you could, you know, at least, you know, finish races without junking it. Apply to be a Hutchinson Motorsports driver today. You know, we put you in a car, we put you in the league. All you got to do is show up and, you know, actually do good.
Yeah, you know, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to be a downgrade, it appears. Chad White is struggling this season. And, boy, you know, I had some high hopes for once for Chad, Christian. He is actually from down the street in Loudon, Tennessee, only about 2 hours and 22 minutes, I just double-checked, from Bristol Speedway. And here he is, putting up another stinker here in the GLSR, Mr. Radiator Trucks.
Man, oh man. As we're already at 47 laps, so we're almost 100 to go. Can you believe it?
Yeah, we got Matt Telder here with his big boy job. He is making big boy moves. Started in 8th. He is up to 5th caution. He's out. Trying to see what happened here. I don't really have a notification. I feel like Pluff was off speed. He might have been involved. I have no clue.
Logan got passed by a few people. Oh, he got blamed on him too.
So he caused the incident. Give me a moment here, folks, trying to find this junk 34 truck. Let's take a look from here. This is a replay. So he goes up high, and every time these guys go up high, they spin out coming out of the corner. Oh, wait, not yet. There we go. He's ripping the top. Yep, slide job.
Yep, there he goes around.
Second time he self-spun.
Oh, and he gets Chad hit too.
And the 71.
Teammate.
71 gets hit again too, so he's going to have a little bit even more damage.
Oh, my, I told you that he was going to cause another wreck tonight. I didn't necessarily mean the next one, but that's exactly what happened.
As the graphic pulls up some information, and there it is, Christian. What's that say?
Second self-spin for Logan position.
Wow, so you're telling me we are on, I don't know, we probably, what, 20-something laps into this race, and he spun out all on his own with no help 2 times already?
That is correct, Blake. And he has our logo on that truck, which makes it, you know, twice as worse.
That is embarrassing, not only for him, but for us as well.
So we don't need, you know, just to replace Chad. We need to replace both of our drivers here tonight. They can take notes from the boys over at the Motor City Racing League. You know, all of our drivers there don't let us down and actually do good.
Well, I tell you what, I put in a lot of research to hire over in our IMSA Racing Series League. We've hired 3 different drivers, 1 for each class, and all 3 of those guys, they're battling for wins every week. But here in the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series, our drivers are putting up stinkers 24/7.
Who is not putting on a stinker tonight? The only stink of his is putting, you know, exhaust flume in his competitor's face. It's Mark Whitley here. Started first, has led every lap since. Kind of putting on a clinic here. We actually saw the same thing last night. A driver led every single lap and won the race.
Yeah, as the graphic says there, he's led 51 laps already. Christian, you know what lap we're on during under yellow? It does not display that.
I don't have my graphic on, but I promise you next time you ask me, I'll be able to answer.
We'll figure it out here once we go green. You know, our graphic does some different stuff now. We're still getting used to some changes, but hey, it looks pretty good here. But hey, we're getting down to the mid-power point of this race here. As Christian said earlier, they have 3 sets of tires to put on the cars. Well, everybody's at least used one of them here. But your front row, though, it's going to be Whitley on the inside, Brochu on the outside. Nothing's changed up front. Your top 3's basically been the same all race long. Vestician is silly wreck. Oh, no, he just slowed down.
He probably stopped the slow.
Pace car is in.
Well.
Field is set. Green flag in the air. Mark Whitley shoots out once again to the race lead.
We are on lap 53 of 150, and we're down less than 100 laps to go as we're watching Brian Stuffin on the screen again. Bringing around side by side with his competitor up there.
Come on, Rooster, get up there.
Rooster Cam to Rooster Nation. Every time the camera goes on him, you hear the crowd go wild in the stands. Dale Jr., you know, when he used to take the lead, you hear Junior Nation come alive. Junior Nation has nothing on the Rooster Pin.
Hell yeah, Rooster Pin. He's selling the most T-shirts every single week. Everybody wants to get that Rooster shirt. I tell you what, I walked by the merch stand earlier, Christian. Every single one of them was empty except Rooster's stand, and there was probably at least 400 people waiting in line.
Absolutely. Between the Hutchinson Motorsports TV official merchandise trailer and Rooster's very own, they have an entire 18-wheeler just for Rooster merchandise. They're the 2 most popular trailers on the track.
100%. Then we drop back here. Steve Tucker slowly figuring things out. You know, he's running in the 16th position. He started back in the 22nd position, I believe. Well, he's working his way through the field just a little bit. Then we drop back to a big die-hard Hutchinson Motorsports TV fan, Jared Ray Hutton, right now running in the top 20. Come on, Jared, get up there.
Jared getting it done. I'm seeing a lot of personal best laps of the session, so I'm guessing these people are finally figuring out the track. Fastest time of the night still belongs to Mark Whitley, your race leader. But I just see all these drivers, you know, Steve's one of them, Dylan Pierce, Dylan Rossenberg, Diego Sanz, all of them are improving lap after lap after lap, so good for them.
Yeah, Whitley just put down, again, the fastest lap of the session, a 14.97. I had. Well, no, that was 2 laps ago. We had a 15.05, but let's drop back a little bit, compare some lap times. Let's see how Lucas Strayer's doing compared to your race leader. His last lap was a 15.4. Well, your race leader just ran a 15.1.
Absolutely. Mark Whitley's actually the only person of the night to get below that 15-second mark with a 14.974. So it shows you how much dominant he is over the rest of the field.
5%. Dylan Rossenberg, you know, last week, Christian at Lime Rock Park, he probably put up more debris on the track. Well, I don't know, it's tough to say. It was between him and Lucas Strayer. These two put more grass on the track than I think then was off the track.
They just found new lines, you know. They were able to make stuff work that other people couldn't.
Boy, I have big news. You know, I actually came across a PDF. Lucas Strayer was actually banned for life from Lime Rock Park by the grounds crew.
Oh my goodness! You know, he did do a number, and it cost him thousands of dollars, and you know, new sod and such. So.
As you see on the graphic here, banned from LRP, Lime Rock Park. And Christian, I'm going to dig around and see if I can find. I might have actual footage of this. Oh, caution's out. Tell us what happened. Looks like Will Martin crashed. Take us around.
Alrighty, so you see Will Martin on the screen. Head through the turn. It looks like, yep, just gonna slip on the banana peel, slide across the line, and give the inner wall a little. 37's junk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we call that a slide job. So he's going to have to go to the back here, and, you know, I can pull this up. I actually have a PDF of the actual message. Christian, 1 second. Give me a moment here, trying to arrange some stuff here. It's not going to look very good because it's just a screenshot I'm pulling up from Google Chrome. But let's pull that live, and I'm going to pull it right up here for you now. Here it is, folks. Let's try to zoom in a little. So here you go, from Lime Rock Park Grounds Department. Official notice from September 18, 2025. Lucas Strayer is the recipient from Lime Rock Park Grounds Department. It says this notice serves as formal notification that effective immediately you are prohibited from entering or using the Lime Rock Park facility for life. Repeated incidents of leaving the racing surface and damaging infield grass have caused significant safety and maintenance concerns. Continued off-track activity has required costly repairs and created hazards for participants and staff. Any attempt to access the property in the future will be treated as trespassing and may result in law enforcement action. If you believe this action has been issued in error, trust us, it has not. Sincerely, Grounds Supervisor, Lime Rock Park Grounds Department. Wow, they are not playing around over there, Christian.
Definitely not. Obviously, you know, that's pretty official leather, even notarized.
Yeah,
Just, I'm honestly in shock. I mean, Lucas Strayer, what's he going to do next time GLSR goes to Lime Rock? I guess he's just got to stay home.
Well, these guys do
Don't
get a
arrest him.
provisional, I believe, so he's going to have to save that provisional next season for Lime Rock Park. You know, it's kind of wild how we got access to that document, Christian, but I'm not going to tell anybody how.
Yeah, we can't reveal all of our secrets.
He just slowed down. I'm wondering if he wrecked there. It looks like it marked him as wrecking since he slowed it down, but not sure if Darrell Young got much more of that damage fixed up. Maybe Brantley wrote it in the chat to let us know. How's Darrell doing? Has he got that thing any more fixed up? While he does that, though,
As we're
Christian, we're
pacing
ready to roll. You're going to take a screen this lap around.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, our pace car looks scared. He sees all these hungry and honestly machines that are very, very loose and out of control here tonight. Ready to take some action here. It's out of his way. Pace car is off. Ladies and gentlemen, green flag in the air. Euro race leader Mark Whitley leading the field, doesn't get the jump that he usually does. On board with Brian Stuffin. He is not banned from LRB. There you go. No, that's Mark Whitley.
That's all right. It looks like our graphics department is having some issues, and we finally get that off here. But the side-by-side battle for the race lead. Let's see if Brochu can hold that outside line. We do know it gets a little slip coming out of the corner here. If he can keep that thing cooked to the track, he might have a shot to take over this race lead.
Still side-by-side, heading down the front stretch, going into turn one. Brochu has the edge here on the high side. Mark
Gets it
Whitley
done.
going to slide up behind him.
Wow, what
For
a
the first
pass
time
there.
tonight, Mark Whitley is not your race leader.
Yeah, a great pass there. Brochu with a big jump there on the start, able to make the pass. New race leader out front.
Mark Whitley's going to have to just fall into second place, you know, stay into retention mode here, but Springer's catching up to him now. So has Mark Whitley burned his tires off and fell off? We are 74 laps in. I'm sure he's bit a time or two. I'm sure everyone has by now.
Well, I think a big chunk of that was just not a great start. You know, it's pretty hard to pass here in these top dominant tracks, which, I mean, Bristol's not being top dominant, but it's hard to get underneath somebody, so you really need to get above them to pass them, and Brochu just had a good launch and was able to pin the 77 down low. As we check out the chat, we've got Connor Gerard down there. He's talking, and he's rooting for the 98. Somebody's jumping.
Let's take a look. Uh-oh, I see Logan back there.
Caution's out.
Yellow's out now to 33, goes around. Just sits there and spins it. Let me guess, he sits and waits on the yellow flag.
Kind of a late caution there. I don't think anybody else wrecked.
I don't see anybody else.
I didn't see anybody else, so I don't have anything else marked on my my log. But your race leader now going to be Sam Brochu. He is out front here. Let's see how things are looking on the pit strategy board. These guys haven't pit for 27 laps. Christian, you know what lap we're on now?
We are on lap 74 there. Was that the 23 truck we just saw spin?
33.
That's, I do see. Okay, so Joey LaDucer in the 23 actually crashed too.
So that must have been what brought out the caution. Let's rewind it a little bit here. One moment here, folks. There it is. Oh, this is under caution. I have no clue. Who knows? Hey, things getting changed up here. Lucas Strayer down pit road. Not many of them came down. But Strayer, one of them. Lukens down pit road, as well as Garrett and Darrell Young Jr. obviously getting some more damage worked up on.
Take a look at our biggest mover tonight in the third position. 92 of Tristan Laducer, up 21 positions here tonight.
Yeah, no, I just want to point out real quick before I forget, you know, Mark Whitley was in second. He's going on an alternate strategy. He goes down pit road, so he's going to drop to the back here and try to play the strategy game. But let's go back up to our third place car, like Christian said. Started all the way back in 24th. Well, here he is, running in third out of Alexandria, Ontario, Canada.
Definitely making his fellow Canadians happy here tonight. They all came out here to Bristol Motor Speedway to root him on.
Looks like the 71 has 4 minutes of damage left on him. Getting the Brantley Roden report. We got Megan Kelly in the chat. Wow. Former Fox News anchor, Megan Kelly. That's incredible.
See, it also reports in the chat that 71 now has 4 minutes of damage left. Slowly but surely, he'll have it repaired by the time this race is over.
Yeah, eventually so. Here as we're heading in a lap, we're in 80 or 81, somewhere around there. So we're getting about halfway done here. As the field is set, we are ready to roll, and we're going green this time. Pace car is in field. Is set front row. Brochu on the inside. Springer on the outside. Going into turn one. Brochu, your leader.
Leading it out. You've got Ricky Springer there in the background, not related to Jerry Springer, or maybe he is. It is unconfirmed, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to go ahead and say he is, Christian.
The crowd tonight is chanting, Ricky, Ricky, just like they did for his old cousin Jerry.
And to check out Rooster Alphin, formerly known as Brandon, currently running in the 8th position, all the way from Mount Washington, Kentucky. He's trying to get that thing back up front as Ricky Springer's in second. Behind Sam Brochu, your leader. Tristan Ladoucer in third, followed by Diego Sainz and then Jason Dalton rounding out the top 5. And Joey Ladoucer just jumped to the pits. He might be done.
Maybe so. I'm just seeing Tristan Ladoucer here challenging. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't know what I'm talking about. Jason Dalton is really love this year.
They're trying to get around him here. Let's hop on board. Matt Telder had a long day at work. Well, he found some time to get onto the sim. Here he is running in the 6th position out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Thought he was going to be challenging the 2 there. Seems to have lost his little bit of a drive he had.
Got a battle here as the 77 Whitley, after getting those fresh tires, is working through the field quickly.
He is definitely the fastest car anywhere close to him right now. He is flying through the field. Of course, he's going to have quick work with Jack White there. As the 98s seems unhappy about something.
Oh, somebody's jumped.
Oh, we got a truck around.
Joey Ladoucer is jumped. He's still out somehow. I don't know how it's out. Oh, my.
Oh, that was the leader. So the leader spun him. So ladies and gentlemen, we have a lap truck here as we're in the stands.
Mike's jumped him.
Oh my goodness.
Your race leader just flat out dumped him. I mean,
I don't know if that's oh, and he gets killed.
yes, he
by
did. Great.
28.
I don't know how else to say it. I mean, it's not like the 23 was in the way very long. The 98's not even to him yet. Just comes out the corner and just flat out runs him over here. So here it is. Look, he's about 3 car lengths back. 23's on the high line. I mean, he doesn't really come down very much. Yeah, he just gets flat out jumped.
hard into the inside wall and then gets killed as he's on the track. He tries to turn off, but
Who was that who got? Oh, it might have been Rooster. Let's take a look at it one more time here, folks.
it was the 28. Rooster down.
That breaks my heart, Christian. My favorite driver, Rooster, is
The
out.
hens are upset. The hen house is going insane.
Let's hop on board. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are on board with the Rooster Cam. My heart was broken. Going into turn one, Rooster's feeling good, finally making up some ground in this race. Onto the backstretch. He sees a wreck, tries to, never lifts. Then he finally lifts, tries to go low, and then randomly he goes low, wham.
A heartbreak for Rooster. The hens are all upset.
We're still green, by the way, Christian. I thought we were yellow for sure, but apparently not.
Definitely so. Danielle in the chat says, Christian and Blake, are y'all still keeping up your picks from the beginning? Honestly, Danielle, I can't even remember who I picked at this point.
You originally had the 2. I'm not even seeing the 2 right now. What happened to him?
Jason Dalton, he's in the 5th position, down 2 positions from starting. But look at this. Mark Whitley is now in the 6th position. He is flying, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's on this alternate strategy with those fresh tires. He went down pit road. So if this thing stays green, he definitely made the right call. But if a caution comes out, he's going to have to probably save a set. So he doesn't really want to see a caution yet.
Nope. But we do have 53 laps to go. So this race is going to be over in a hurry. It's a quick one here tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, we are knocking down laps quickly here as Steve Tucker is side by side in a battle for 12th.
On board with Chad White here. Let's see if he's, managing his position well.
Well, he went from likely to get fired to might get fired. Chad White working back up through the field. He's back up to 14.
Any progress is good progress. As I see Joey Ladowser may have fractured today.
A rough night for Joey. He's been junking it quite a bit. Let's see what happened here.
It's like he's just limping it around the track. He gets on the apron and spins it on around.
On the slide job. He's just trolling. He's trolling.
He may just need to park it.
Yeah, somebody's parked that, man. Joey Ladowser's out here just cruise riding or something. I don't know if you want to call spinning out cruising.
See the on screen in front of Chad there, the 41. Go over to the spoiler diecasts. Use code GLSR and get free shipping on anything on the entire website.
We got a battle right here between the 50 and the 14.
Like Rooster may be in the wall back there behind me.
Is Rooster back out there? No, Rooster's still on pit road. He's done.
Somebody else then. That was a hard hit for Rooster.
Yeah, poor Rooster's out. Unfortunately for him, Ben Pierce, though, here in the 17th position. He's trying to make some ground back up. Well, it's not working out for him. He's dropping like a rock in that JBL 14 machine.
He tries to tear the wall down.
Yeah, he's struggling up there. I don't know if his tires are toast or what's going on, but you need to go down pit road, Ben. That thing is junk right now. Look, Fosnot just jumped to the pit, so his night's over as well. Check out your race leader, though. Sam Brochu out front has a 3.4 second lead. Diego Sainz up to second. Mark Whitley has worked up to third. I believe he started around 20th or so on that restart with those fresh tires.
Definitely so, and he's actually faster than the cars in front of him. Well, he wasn't that last lap, but probably because the truck's in front of him right now. But definitely been the fastest car consistently. He's going to make quick work of the 99 here. Might just spin him.
He got the fresher tires, so definitely should be faster than he is, but he's got a little bit of a gap now to work on. 3.6 second lead for Brochu out front. That's going to move Sainz to third, Ladowser in fourth, and then rounding out the top five, Jason Dalton in the 2.
Ben Pierce smacks the wall again for good measure. He's just tearing it down.
Yeah, you know, some of these guys have really worn down tires. I think we're probably going to see a wreck here shortly, but hey, you never know. Let's see if we can keep it clean. But hey, you know what? We haven't had a break yet. Let's take our first and possibly only break of the evening here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. Be sure, though, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. GLSR, Mr. Radiator Series truck action on Wednesday night at Bristol. We'll be back in a moment. And we are back here live. Caution is out. Christian, what happened?
Robert Lukens just spun it around. Looked like it was just a solo spin. I saw it happen live in the background of the camera. Just comes around the turn here.
Slide
loops it. Locks it down. Doesn't kiss the wall. You know, if you're going to spin out by yourself, the least you can do is kiss the inside wall for good luck.
So I believe the whole field's going to come down. These tires are old. They're junk. Anybody stand out is a sitting duck, and it looks like Tristan Ladouser wants to be a sitting duck.
I think so. They're not going to be able to maintain the lead.
Oh, wait. He might be coming down the other pit. There we go. So he's coming down pit road.
Forgot about that.
That's everybody. So it's going to be a race off pit road. Let's see if Brochu can win this race as Whitley's in that last stall, and he's going to do so pretty easily.
But can he win the race off the second pit road?
Yeah, the guys in the first have a real advantage because they can gun it coming out. So the guys down that first pit road. So it's going to be Brochu, followed by Whitley. Then we have Telder up to third with the big boy job. And then Tyler Pluff in fourth. And Jason Dalton. He's been in fifth about all night long, been consistent.
How are you feeling, Blake? You feel like you're bringing the energy levels high tonight?
Oh, yeah, I sure am. You know, I don't know if we can match some of our counterparts over on other networks that, you know, just bring the energy just hardcore all the time. But I think we're doing pretty good.
I just, you know, I do the best I can out here, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we don't call out our competitors on air. We don't do none of that, unlike other people. But nonetheless, the field is set. The world's #1 streaming service has some haters. We are ready to roll. Hutchinson Motorsports TV at Bristol. We are on our 7th caution here with the Harpoon Design 150.
These cars should be going into pit road right here. No, maybe next time around. But, you know, nonetheless, he's going down the backstretch now. So, yeah, he'll be pulling in as soon as he gets around this turns 3 and 4.
100%. Again, front row, we've seen this a lot tonight. It's going to be Brochu and Whitley out front as that pace car is in. Field is set. Bristol Motor Speedway, on your feet, off your seats. Green flag in the air.
As Brochu gets the jump, don't count out Mark Whitley. He's going to see what he's got. As Matt Tedler's going to be challenging him briefly. No, it's going to be Tristan LaDucer challenging Tedler on the high side. Going to make quick work in the passes. That high side is the optimal line here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tedler's going to fall back. LaDucer going to go up and see if he can challenge Whitley for second.
Boy, Strayer just blew by that 39 truck of Pluff like he was sitting still. Not sure if Pluff's on an alternate strategy or something. Might have got 2 tires. Who knows? But Lucas Strayer has worked himself up to 6th.
He is flying, but not the fastest on the track. That belongs still to Mark Whitley. You see Chad White currently 12th, so, you know, I think he's safe for another week, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. There's still 22 laps left to go for him to do something boneheaded. Boy, you know, Christian, I think you were just lying. You were just saying how Whitley was the fastest truck on the track. Well, how the hell is Brochu out front by almost a second?
No, you know, he's definitely faster now. When I looked, he wasn't, but his last lap was a 15.071. Mark's was a 2.243. So, but now it's just shifted again.
Yeah, these guys.
So each lap is different.
They're playing a game of cat and mouse. Let's jump up to our Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Actually, you know what? I feel like flying the drone a little bit here, Christian. Let's see what we see. Let's find a good battle on the track. These guys are duking it out back here. I'm gonna pull the drone out here, see if I can get a connection.
Well, let's just not randomly decide to take the drone.
It's still up in the sky.
I thought you said it crashed.
Well, apparently it's just spinning up there, but don't worry. I got another one here, though. Oh, caution's out. Steve Tucker's junk.
Oh, big
Jared
jump.
Ray Hutton's
Everybody's
junk. Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
So you see on the screen, Tucker right here.
Slide drop.
This loops at the 50, it gets hard involved. The 33 gets rear-ended by the 71. The 29 just feels bad for them and crashes himself.
Yeah, Steve Tucker steps on it, and boy, what a rough race, though, Christian, for this guy right here, the 71, Darrell Young Jr. He's hit about everything out on the track, and I don't think any of them have been his fault.
He needs to go hit the pace car because everything else has hit him.
So I'm going to fly this drone back around here. Here's Tyler Pluff. Let's go up here. See how things are looking, flying across our grandstands here. Try not to hit our fans. But here's Tyler Pluff. You know, I tell you what, I was watching him in practice. And I'm not going to lie, Christian, this 39 car was kind of junk. So he's on an alternate strategy out here. Currently in 8th. Let's see if it can hold on as we're starting to run out of laps.
Definitely so. Keep this drone within, you know, remote level, because that last one, I know what happened. You got out of, you know, remote frequency, and that's why it's just sitting up there out of control. Do we have another shot of that one? Is it still, can you put it back on the screen?
Yeah, I think I still have a connection here. Still spinning. Somehow hasn't ran out of battery, but take a look. There it is.
Yep, there it is. It's out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this drone is out of remote range.
Hey,
we
Brantley,
cannot bring it back down.
Brantley, you're already up there. Oh, there is it. I see the blimp right there, the Harpoon Design blimp. Brantley, I need you to go up about another 2,000 yards or so, and we need you to retrieve that blimp. You know, if you got to, climb out a little bit, it's fine. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I've done it in GTA all the time. You can walk on top of your blimp there, Brantley. I've done it all the time in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, come on, Brantley. Give us a solid while you're up there. I mean, you're already halfway there.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, at this point, just shoot it down.
Connor Gerard in the chat says, oh, Brantley's on it. Brantley is heading up there. He is climbing, and boy, that thing's climbing fast, Christian. I didn't know that blimp got up that quick.
Oh, that blimp just shot over. Well, you know, he was in a high-speed chase at Charlotte the other day. A couple weeks back now. It's been about a month ago. That was in a high-speed chase. He was briefly detained. They had the wrong blimp. You know, there's so many blimps in the sky. So he was mistaken as another guy who committed a crime, but it was not.
Absolutely, as we're running out of laps here tonight. Your front row, nothing new. Brochu and Whitley out front. Harpoon Designs in the chat says, I'll harpoon it. So he's going to grab it for us, but we are just about ready to get set and get rolling. We've got 24, 25 people watching, 9 likes. Click that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. You're about to see the finish here at Bristol Motor Speedway as the pace car is in. We are ready, and we are ready.
Green flag in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, can Mark Whitley take back his race lead that he started off so strong for? Find out as we continue on. 13 laps to go. You see a little cluster here mid-pack for 10th position.
Well, hard racing here. Strayer looking to the inside there. Aggressive move from that 41 truck of Strayer. He's up. Tyler Hallman is jumping.
Tyler Hallman.
Slide job.
He's gonna do it. Oh, hard in the wall. Chad White gets a little hit. The 52 needs medical attention immediately.
Well, we heard during practice, though, Christian, you know, a driver did tell us if you try to save these cars when they're sideways, you're just going to turn straight into the wall. And that's exactly what that looked like. Looked like he almost had to save, and then nope, straight into the wall.
Yeah, I honestly didn't believe it at first because it was Logan who said it, but I guess we just saw it firsthand there.
And meanwhile, he's crying on the radio over something here, but he's actually up to 14th, though. So Logan working on getting up through the field.
I just got hit in the head by some drone parts. I guess Brantley got it. Ow.
Thanks, Brantley, for that. Hopefully we can fix this one back up. But Chad White, we saw him smoke that truck in front of him. Hopefully that thing's good to go on damage because we're running out of laps. And I told Chad, you are not coming down pit road. You just got to deal with it.
10 laps to go, by the way.
10 to go. Brochu out front. You know, honestly, we saw Whitley slip up on one start, but every other start tonight, the leader has jumped off like a rocket ship. It's just tough to pass out front in the clean air with the matching tires. So, I don't know, Brochu, it's going to be tough to win, and good thing I picked him. Telder running in the 4th position, trying to bring home a top 5 behind him. Ricky Springer in 5th. 6th place, Jason Dalton. 7th going to be Lucas Strayer, followed by Brian Sutphin, Tyler Pluff, and rounding out your top 10, Ed Robertson.
Oh boy.
Chat point out the
I can't
going for back-to-back wins. That's a good point. Go ahead, Christian.
I got to get my breathing right. This restart's going to be intense, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Connor, let us know how intense this is about to get. You know, these guys were driving pretty friendly there for a while, but they say the old saying, cautions breed cautions, and that's what we're seeing here tonight. We've had like 3 in a row.
So another caution probably would definitely spell green-white checkered vibes.
There's Chad White right there in the middle of the field in 11th or 10th or 12th, somewhere around there. In 11th it says. So we're going to see if he can get that thing up to the front. Probably has some front-end damage, but not much left to go here tonight at Bristol as the pace car is in. Brochu on the outside, Whitley on the inside. Green flag back in the air.
He's going to have to do a crossover and get to the top. He's not going to be able to as he wasn't clear.
Really going to fall in the line there in the 2nd spot with Dowser in 3rd, and Telder going to be in 4th with Springer rounding out the top 5.
Springer in the 5th position there, trying to get something around Tedler's yellow flag is now. Steve Tucker. Oh, buddy. Just gets loose, hard into the wall, takes out the 71. Every wreck, the 71. Oh.
Well, I tell you what, the 71 of Darrell Young is raging mad right now.
Look at that truck, just all beaten and battered. Every wreck that's happened on the track, the 71 has been tagged in. He is yelling in that car. He's having a Kurt Busch moment.
And he can thank one of his teammates for that one. Going to be a tough conversation to have Monday morning at the Harpoon Designs garage.
Definitely so. Brantley's going to have his hands full coaching his drivers.
So we're going to line them up, do it again here. Might be a green-white checker by the time we go green. I don't know. We'll be getting close.
Like, remember us having a conversation about not putting the radio in Logan's truck?
Yeah, you know, we should have known better. We've been in with Logan in many of leagues, and he's done this in every league we've been in, so.
Oh, good.
I swear he'll just talk about the weather.
Laps to go, coming to
He's
3.
probably just talking about the weather in there, Christian. Thankfully, I got it muted on the stream.
I've actually muted my chat while they're having this long conversation. But we will be having a green-white checker as the pace car lights are still on. We're on 3 to go, about to go to 2 to go. So
Christian,
I don't know how many tips we have here.
In the chat, Bones has returned. Bones, where you been? You've been gone for a couple weeks. We were worried about you.
Those in the chat, one of the HMS TV OG GOATs. Welcome, buddy.
Boy, Connor and Bones, they got to be best of friends because they've had many of conversations in the HMS TV chat. They didn't know each other before HMS TV. Well, now they're lifelong friends forever.
That's what HMS TV does for people. They just brings families together. Friendships are made, even relationships.
You never know, it might happen there too.
Oh, I know you're still hopeful for that.
But the field is going to get set. We're going green this next time around. That light is off. It's going to be Brochu again from your pole position. He's choosing the outside, and then Whitley on his inside. Next row going to be Telder and Ladowser.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what a green-white checker means. One time a lap around, the next flag wins the race. Off your feet, get on the seats, and I set it backwards, but green flag is out.
Matt Taylor with a good jump there on that outside line, looking to take over the 3rd position potentially. Out front, no battle there. We're looking to get to the white flag. Can they keep it clean for one more corner? Out of turn 4, white flag in the air. We're going to get a finish. Sam Brochu out front. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. They're racing for 3rd and 4th, but it's not going to matter as the checkered flag's out. Sam Brochu wins the Harpoon Design 150 at Thunder Valley.
What a finish that was. I'm very impressed that the field kept it clean and green there at the end. I didn't expect it to happen, but Ladowser, Whitley, and Brochu brings it home.
And we're going to watch Sam burn it down. We're going to get our top 3 in the chat ready to get down here. Ladowser, Whitley, and Brochu on the podium. But, hey, while we get them ready to roll, Christian's going to get that ready to go. We're going to send you over to our buddy Larry McReynolds. He's got a quick message for you. We'll be back with interviews next.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
As we're back here live at Bristol, Christian's got some people ready to pull in here for some interviews. Christian, go ahead. If you're there and not muted.
If I unmute my mic, I could tell you that I have our third place finisher here tonight, Tristan Laducer, in the chat, up 21 positions from where he started tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Here he is in the chat.
Tristan,
Tristan, Blake,
yep.
and Christian in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, bringing home a third place finish, putting it on the podium here at Bristol has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, especially after really messing up qualifying. We ended up in the fence. So starting 24th, finishing third. I'm pretty happy with that. It's the start of the season I've had. So
Absolutely. Again, bad qualifying performance, but you worked it up to the front here, all the way from Canada here in Bristol, Tennessee. Christian, what do you have for Tristan here?
You know, just a congratulations on a dominant performance tonight, up 21 positions, finishing third. Sure, you wish you could have got the other two, but you can't be upset about that. Walk us through, how was the tire wear out there as the runs went on?
I will say for the first 50 laps, it almost felt like just whoever could keep their tires the coldest could really start making up ground. That's how I was passing the guys on the top. And then after lap 50, you could really see who was saving and who wasn't. Mark came in, I think it was around lap 75, and on that last long run, he was really, really fast. He was passing us like it was nothing.
Absolutely. Well, hey, again, a great job from you tonight, getting it onto the podium all the way from the back. Before you head out, though, you got any shout-outs for all of our great fans at home?
Yeah, I want to thank KJD too for bringing me on again this year. Rain Total Body Fuel for coming on with me for this series. Glengarry Truck Center, T-Lad Designs, Mr. Radiator, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple, but that's who I got in the car right now.
Absolutely. Well, hey, great job once again parking it on the podium. We will send you down to celebrate with your team. Congratulations on your third place finish.
Thanks, guys.
There was Tristan
Alrighty.
Laducer. Christian, I'll let you go ahead and pull the next guy up.
Yep, having technical difficulties with that first one, but we'll get it right with our second place finisher here tonight, Mark Whitley. This is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Welcome in. You know, finishing second place here tonight after a dominant early performance. Couldn't really take back the head position after Sam got around you. Walk us through what that felt like here tonight.
Yeah, I feel like me and him were pretty tight, pretty even. Seemed like whoever's in the lead was able to stay there. We were right over on top of each other the whole race, it felt like. And one restart, it just wouldn't go in gear. I was trying to shift it. I think I was restarting in first and was trying to get in the second. It just wouldn't go. He was able to stick on my outside and then, just pinch me down, got a run, and tried to get tires. And thankfully, we had a green flag run, got all the way back to him. But then the caution came out, and I wish caution would have come out maybe about 5-10 laps later. I think I could have maybe got to him or passed him by that point. But after that, it was just, quick little restarts, and it's so hard to pass that early in a run unless someone makes a mistake. So I was trying to time the restarts. It never really worked, and then it just seemed like I was pushing it to the absolute edge, and I about busted my butt a few times trying to push it too hard. And I was just hoping maybe I could be close enough to maybe give him a little bump or something, but he just got too good of a jump, and I was just running for second at that point.
Yeah, well, absolutely did a great job out there on that one restart. You started back in about 20th, and like you said, worked up to the field, worked out for you. And yeah, you already mentioned it, the restart I was going to ask you about. That was really the only restart where the leader just couldn't kind of jump off and get away. But hey, you did a great job putting it in second here tonight. Before you head out, you got any shout outs?
Big shout out Brantley over Harpoon Design. He does amazing work on the paint job side and as a spotter. Also Vector over there tuning into these races. Appreciate him. Daryl he had a little bit of a rough rough night. Was able to stick it out and make it to the end though. My other sponsor, Jawa.gg, they're the number one online market for PC gaming. If you need a new part or a whole new system, they're the ones. Check them out. They got you covered. You guys are putting on a good broadcast, and everybody in the league for putting on this show, and hopefully we can finally get off this bad luck horse we've been on. Feel like the whole season hasn't went our way, and this race didn't exactly go the way I wanted it to, but it went a lot better in the last couple of races for sure.
It definitely seems that way. And I think a rough race for old Daryl is an understatement. He was involved in about every caution, and I don't think any of them were his fault.
It sounds about like the luck he's had lately.
All right, well, hey, good job, though, tonight, Mark, putting it in second place here at Bristol. We look forward to hearing from you later on this season.
Thanks, guys.
Mark Whitley, your second place finisher tonight. Christian, go ahead, bring in the star of the show, our winner.
Your winner here tonight of the Harpoon Designs 150 at Bristol Motor Speedway in the GLSR Mr. Radiator Truck Series. Sam, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row I got you guys.
Definitely. So putting on a performance here tonight, able to get around Mark Whitley after an earlier restart and able to hold the point for the rest of the race. How did it feel here tonight? Talk about tire wear and how was it to hold? What did you have to do to hold the head point?
I was scared pretty much the entire race. Just the truck was practically undrivable in practice, and you couldn't really go more than 20 laps without getting crazy loose and looping it. And then qualifying, I just kind of wished I put down a better banker lap. I was shooting for my second lap, obviously, but didn't come to. But I was expecting Mark to kind of just run away with the thing, if I'm being honest. Like, I ran a little bit behind him in practice, and he was pretty good on the long run, and I figured, well, I'm going to have to try strategy or something, just throw the kitchen sink at him. But I just, decided to go back to my roots and, oh, well, there's tire wear, so I'm going to save like there's tire wear, and just was disciplined saving, which worked out, I would say, in the middle part of the race. Not so much on that big long run that we had. But there were a lot of areas there where I was able to catch Mark and run him down near the end of a run. But yeah, I really just got lucky on one of those restarts. He said he missed a shift and it wouldn't go into gear, and somehow there was grip in the middle. I didn't think there was going to be any grip in the middle, but I knew track position was king, and I had to, again, throw the kitchen sink at it. So once I was able to get to his outside and then eventually clear him, it was just a matter of staying disciplined and playing defense. So I'm glad we were able to capitalize on a mistake. It's pretty big, especially to go two for two. That's pretty cool too. And I love Bristol. Bristol's a rhythm track, and I love rhythm tracks because I can just really get in the zone. So yeah, just happy to race Mark. Super clean guy. It's fast, competitive, but yeah, had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, Sam, you basically covered everything I had there. But, hey, like you said, you and Mark Whitley were definitely the two, I'd say, runaway cars, the favorites for sure. And you were able to get around them on that earlier restart and hold on. But all we got left, though, I guess, you got any shout-outs or anything for our fans at home?
Yeah, just the guys at Team Force Racing. Just thanking Colin again for letting me drive under him this season. I figured we would be like top 5 competitive, but not winning a lot competitive. So to go 2 for 2 under him's pretty cool. And Barrett, who was spotting me that race, just keeping me cool and calm, when the truck got a little squirrely. So just thanks to those guys and you guys for broadcasting, the guys who run the league for just allowing us to race on a Wednesday night. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, just excited for next week.
All right, and last question. How are you feeling about Dover next week?
Ooh. Gonna have to put some laps in probably.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're going to be going for 3 in a row. Hopefully you can get it done, though. But once again, congratulations, Sam, parking it in victory lane here, like you said, second week in a row.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, that was our race winner here, Sam Brochu, parking it in victory lane here at Bristol. Last week, he was able to get the job done at the road course. Well, he gets it here at the short track as well. Christian, what did you think of this one overall?
I think overall it was an entertaining race, to say the least. We had a lot of instances of people junking it, many self spins, but at the end of the day, Sam Brochu was able to hold on to that lead. Mark Whitley did an incredible job, and we cannot underestimate Tristan Ladosa, who passed 21 cars tonight to finish in the 3rd position at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Absolutely, and I'll add Chad White was able to work up to 11th, so we're going to let him keep his job one more week. You know, he's on the hot seat, though, needs to do something special. But hey, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in here. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Hope we brought the energy and the action here tonight. And if